and I don't know I know you probably feel it because you're time zone now. You had to get used to
Mhm.
that time zone. Like I'm
Yeah.
still getting used to daylight savings and it getting so
Yeah.
dark so early. My body's still not there yet.
Yeah.
Girl, I don't know if mine is gonna get there. It'll be time to spring forward when my body gets
It's crazy.
adjusted.
I think the first day, that Sunday when it happened,
Uh-huh.
it felt like, oh, I get extra sleep. Oh, this is nice. That first day. And then after that, everything is just like,
Mhm.
Well, it was the week of the election. So it was like that extra hour of sleep. We all it kind of played
and we
us.
needed it. We needed it. And now it's like,
We're gonna take back all them hours throughout this week because all of the
Mhm.
uncertainty.
what are you eating over there?
Girl,
Because
I'm
I'm just
starving.
drinking.
Hey.
That's why I was like, wait a minute.
I like that glass. It looks like a flower vase.
Man.
She fancy.
I tried to be.
She's.
I've been using this for a while because I've been doing Prosecco for a little bit. I
What
need
is in there?
Prosecco.
Girl, I was watching one episode and you was putting vodka in the coffee and I just clocked it watching the other episode back like, wait.
Yeah.
Put vodka in coffee?
You could put, and I didn't think about it because I would think that you could only put like rum or whiskey.
Yeah, I was just thinking Bailey's.
But or Bailey's or things like that. And then I'm running my bar is running very low.
I'm telling you, if you
all my whiskey's gone, my rum is finished. My tequilas are gone. So you could do tequila too and coffee.
I got you.
All I do is Google. Can I do? It gives me a recipe. Yes, I could. Okay.
Well, that's like Red Bull and vodka, right?
When I was in college,
I can't do that.
When I was in college, that was like the vodka and Red Bull was the.
Everybody, people still do it. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't like Red Bull. I try to drink Red Bull and my skin.
Girl, my body is like, excuse me, no.
Yeah.
Stop it right now.
Some people live off of it. I'm like, I can't do that. But you could put tequila, rum, of course, and all of that, Bailey's, and then all I have left is gin. I have gin left, and I do have some more vodka. I have a little bit more vodka.
By any chance, you have some juice to go with your gin?
I do have some juice to go with my gin. I have Simply watermelon.
Ooh.
Yes. I did Instacart, and I usually get a raspberry one, and they were out, so he chose watermelon for me. So I was like, oh, thank you.
Racist. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm only.
They can't see your. No, they can't see.
I'm sorry, but your government name might slightly give you away.
Oh,
my government name will always give me away. When I was younger, I couldn't stand my name. I told my mother, why did you name me this? Everybody knows what I am. No, seriously, I went through a situation. No, it wasn't everyone knew who I was. I just didn't like my name because teachers would mess it up. It was always something. So my name, I wanted to be Danielle. Like,
I mean, I'm not mad at it, but I like your actual.
Yeah.
But look, when I got 6 different names, though, to be fair.
Yeah, and when I got older, I wanted. I started working in my early 20s, and I was like, my resume is done. Everyone knows who I am, and you could tell who's calling me back, who's not calling me. It was happening to me. I was feeling it, the racism. I was feeling it, and now, love my name, love my God-given name my mom gave me, that and my middle name, both of them, and I tell people what they mean. I tell from where it's from, and if you get it wrong, you're gonna pronounce it correctly. I will pronounce it correctly.
I think that's fantastic. I went to the bank this week in my pajamas because it's COVID life, and went to deposit the check, and because my married name is very not chocolate.
Yeah.
the woman was like, "Can I see some ID to deposit the checks?"
They, mm, mm.
I'm sorry, what, lady? So
Into your account.
into
Into
my
your
account.
account.
But I'm like, you only need to show ID when you're withdrawing.
Withdrawn.
Yeah, not.
So I was
not
like, wait,
putting-
you want me to show you ID to deposit money into my own account? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Is it now, Lori, you're in Guam, and I know you guys haven't been there that long. Like, is the dynamic different there? Like, I don't know what the makeup is in Guam. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
How
You're
many?
either a local or you're not. No, I'm joking.
How many black
true.
Oh goodness, I forgot
Yeah.
to change my name again. See, they're gonna know
But
my name.
But I was about to say that it actually works perfectly because.
That's my name, people.
Ah.
But you know they can't see it whenever
Oh, really?
it's just
Oh.
your face. I
But
just
then
see
you
your
won't
face.
know my name, people.
Yeah.
I forgot to change.
Fab.
So no, yeah,
Absolutely.
you know what? There are so many military families here, and because with military people, military is from all walks of life. So you don't, yeah, and so again,
So
you're
we
either
met
you can tell
1,000
who's
years
military.
ago as military brats.
You said what?
I said we met 1,000 years ago as military brats.
Right. So we grew up in that culture. It was like it's all a big melting pot, pretty much. And so with here, it's either they can tell if you're here for military or if you're not from here, of course. So
Do you feel like it makes a difference?
no,
Oh, good.
I would say because we're still some parts on lockdown.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so everything is not open. But from the places I've been, everybody's really nice. Really nice. It's kind of like that island vibe still. So everybody's really nice.
You guys talk about military being military brats and because I hear it all the time when y'all talk.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, and I think when I came to your house, I think, Lori,
The first time.
First
We went to the Outer Banks and we stopped in
Outer Banks, was it the Outer
Oh
Banks?
yeah.
It was another place. It was another place I thought I came to too. But there was a second one because it was really the new homes. Everything looked like new homes everywhere. When I thought about being on a military base, I thought about MASH, that old. And when all you guys always talk about being brats and y'all mad, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's what's been in my head. MASH.
yeah.
Like
I come out of huts and tents.
I'm obviously not a military brat. I'm from the BX, the Bronx, building. That's what I'm used to. Concrete jungle. That's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
But,
you know what? Some of the back in the day when I was younger, some of those houses were concrete jungles. Back then.
Really?
Yes, they were basic brick homes. Some of them were like almost like apartment style, townhome style.
Okay.
But over the years,
everybody had their own, right? No?
Some yes and no. I remember when I was younger, we actually were attached to let's say a duplex. So we had it was a brick home, and it was almost like two driveways, but they shared one wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that is. Are you? I just saw a head pop in.
Yeah.
She's funny. I have that backdrop, and I want it, but I can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but how I'm situated in my apartment. You never come here. No, you never been to this apartment.
Just seen pictures and video.
I would have to get like the frame to hold it
The
up.
pipe.
Yeah, I just don't have it because I have that. I just don't have the frame. So whatever, it's what it is. But yeah, but that's what I always thought about MASH. That's what pictures in my head. And your place, I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah. And you know what? I will tell you, that was actually my second home. Look, military, look. Listen, it is. I tell people like, oh my gosh, military money. I'm like, dude, it ain't always cracked up to me. That's why I had to do what I do.
You have to move around. You have to.
Yeah.
I had the first time I went to the South was when I was 18, and I went to Virginia, Virginia Beach, because my cousin lived out there. Her husband was also in the military.
So that's the same area.
but it was that was my first, I got on I think I took
Probably
it was
Greyhound.
the bus I took down there.
Probably Greyhound.
I think it was, I think it was a Greyhound bus. And I took it down there, and her house was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Her house was pretty, but it wasn't on a base. It didn't seem like it was a base for me. So that's why I didn't even think about it as being, but her husband wasn't there. I don't know where he was.
He's probably deployed.
He was, but he was probably deployed. But it didn't seem like a base to me. So whenever I hear you guys talking, I'm thinking MASH.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw your house. I'm like, no, this is just very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, maybe I should have done that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have. Okay, well, we'll have all of your information in the bio, so you can get some more income.
Yeah. And you know what? For me, it's also more about helping others, and I'm learning that. In the beginning, I wanted to help others. I'm doing stuff for free. However, I can't help others if I can't help myself as well. Again, investing in yourself.
Investing in yourself.
So I'm at where, yes, I am helping also. You know what? There is a small fee for my time.
Yeah.
Right.
So
the whole thing of knowing your worth.
But I was about to say, don't ever apologize for that, because I think one of the things that we're learning is we are undervaluing ourselves.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I did that a lot in the beginning and learned that that's when one of my first businesses crashed. That's what helped lead to the downfall, because I wanted to help so many people. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll help you for free. And then people are like, oh, barter and trade. I'm like, I've been only barter and trade for so long, because the way my house was set up.
But I've been with you doing events and doing different things where you are like, you and our other friend LaToya, like bend over backwards, say yes to everybody, and it's like, okay, y'all got whole households and children and families, and
yes,
like what so are y'all gonna eat this good review? No.
Right. Exactly.
You have to know your worth and know that you're worthy of getting paid for. And like you said, you can't help anyone if you can't help yourself.
Right.
Because what's the saying? Know your worth and then add tax.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, and depending on which percent of you fall into the tax system, that tax might be all the difference.
Exactly.
Put your hands here.
Exactly.
Yes.
Is that paint she has in her hand? Like real paint?
Girl, yeah. Remember whenever Yeah.
Do you have paper around? I mean, that's gonna get on like furniture, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. I ain't got no kids, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh no,
it's the washable paint, right?
It's the washable one.
Listen, so we do paint and popsicles every week with my friend in California, Regina, and her daughter Empress. So every week we do paint and popsicles. So they paint together. We kiki. As soon as we start talking to each other, they get very restless. Like, excuse me, this is our play date. This is our time. No, y'all will not have grown-up conversations. Yeah, no. We talked about this.
See? That's what I'm saying. It's like,
here.
I just see that going everywhere, regardless if it's washable.
Girl, listen, the table is it looks like a workspace. And so, but I mean, like there's a part of me that's like, we're sitting here talking about our passions and excitedly kikiing and sharing with each other. And then for me to turn to her and be like, if you don't put that passion in a little box. I'm like, girl, passion away.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's talking about why passion away. I don't mean like put it away. I mean like paint your painting.
Lori, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What do you consider your superpower?
Wow. You know what? I would say one of it was multitasking.
I think a lot of people can't do that.
Yes.
This episode has been a beautiful example of that.
It has. You know what? It's I say that's one of my superpowers that I had, but learning how to hone that in now. That's become a better superpower of mine, is learning how to hone in and stay on task and help others stay on task. So yeah, I think that's a superpower.
That is a superpower.
No, that is, because I hear that her song about focus. Because I'm like, a lot of times that is.
Why do you talk about focus though?
No, but I mean, that's what immediately came to mind. There is a routine involved in that. I'm not gonna say who does it. But I mean, like a lot of times.
Because I am also a burlesque artist, and that is one of the songs of my act.
but like for real, like a lot of times with creatives, there's like you're doing 975 things and you're passionate about everything and you're trying to find space for it. Like it's beautiful to have somebody that's like, I get it, I see you, I hear you, but let's do this part right here, and I need you to do this part right here, and I can hold. Like one thing we're super grateful for is you were like, hey, about your social media being hot garbage. And we were like,
we didn't have it.
True story. We didn't have it. I mean, she didn't call our social media hot garbage. She was just like, hey, I can help you with this. And we were like, oh, you can, because, I
was texting you that night. I was like, look, I did this. It's on you. Here are the passwords.
And she texts like, and I did this and I did that. And I'm like, oh, you did what now?
Mm-hmm.
And
but being at the game club, you don't really realize how much goes behind social media. And like I said, being a creative. And
I think in my Muggle job, they just opened up 2 positions, which during this, for a social media manager and marketing, because they want to, because when it does open up and the companies have the employees and everybody's back, they want the social media to be like on this point,
right?
So people actually get that. This is jobs for people.
But you think about how often have you been intrigued by something and went to the website and went, actually not anymore.
Turns you off.
Turns you off. So it's real. Like it is a niche industry that is no longer a niche industry.
Not anymore.
So like if somebody had said 10 years ago, so I'm gonna work I'm gonna work helping people with their online presence, with their social media accounts. And I'm like, 10 years ago, I don't even think I knew what Instagram was.
None of us.
That's what we were talking about earlier, how back in the day when I was at Telemo, I was with being a VA, a virtual assistant, and a lot of people were like, well, what is that? Like, you can do that? Like,
I remember we were at the beach and you were telling me about that. I'm like, okay.
Right.
You were like, you want to I was like, I don't know. I didn't get what I didn't get, and is what we are doing now. It's crazy. You're ahead of the times. You're the one percenters.
Fancy.
1%.
Listen, about this tax bracket, adding tax.
Hello.
But I love the fact that something that wasn't easily accessible to the everyday person is now something that you can imagine, and it doesn't have to like break your pockets to be like, I need help. And you can either give them the tools so they can help themselves, or you can say, listen, this is what my fee is. And I saw a shirt and thought about you. My fee is my fee.
Yes, exactly.
There's nothing wrong with it, and it's what it is.
Right.
We have to get better about doing that, because we're talking about investing in ourselves, but we can have this conversation with you and people are like, oh, you know what, I think that would be really great, but I would like you to do it for $2.75. And it was like,
man, you can have someone do it for $2.75, but it won't be you.
Gonna get
it. Go ahead and do it.
Put this in the sink.
Exactly.
But it's important. So what shifted for you? Was it just like a need to be like, I want to own this and it not be, because it makes it more hobby. When you're doing it for free for 8,000 people, it makes it a hobby.
You know what shifted for me was, I would say my confidence.
Okay.
It was more so like,
Can you go put this in?
oh, I'm just starting this thing out. I'm testing the waters. Let me try it. So, I don't want to charge people too much because I don't know what I'm doing. But however, I did know what I was doing because it was what I was doing when I was at my 9 to 5.
Right.
I just did it for, people in different industries.
Yes.
Right. And me being young and not realizing that and not having the confidence and, I said, kind of like looking at other people who have been in the game for a long time and saying, oh, well, I can't do that because they've been in longer than me. Not owning my worth and investing in myself again at that time. That's again, I think was another downfall, but a learning experience for me. But now that I'm older and I've again been in the game for a while, know what I'm doing, and I'm not saying call myself an expert, but I am close to knowing. I do know what I'm doing, and I'm always learning and also sharing it with my clients. I am learning, every day. However, I've been in this for a long time. I do know what I'm doing. I am a professional at what I do. So I charge according to, my experience and what I can bring to the table.
Yeah. And so often people are afraid to do that because when you work in a 9 to 5 environment, so often somebody else is telling you what your work is worth.
Yeah.
This is what your value is. This is what we're willing to pay for what you do. And a lot of times we don't even negotiate.
Right.
We don't even come back to the table. We're just like, well, okay, if that's what it is. And it's
you're actually afraid to negotiate. I remember
go get
this is some years ago, and she was getting a new job, and she said, okay, I want to make this. And she was telling me after the fact, she told the interviewer, this is what I want to make. Gave him the number, slid the number. Okay. And they slid a number, like they went back and forth until something was agreed upon. And I looked at her and I said, you did that? Like I never thought, and she worked in HR at the time, and I think she was going to work for a hospital. But we were young. She still had that in her to say, no, this is what I've been doing this. I did this, that, the other. I have everything to back myself up. This is my worth. And
because I know we were talking about that in this COVID season, like in this season where everybody is like, okay, thank you. Can you clean it? Because you made a mess with your paint. In COVID season, there is this idea that because there's a lack of resources, you shouldn't ask for, or you should accept less, or you shouldn't ask for more. And I don't know if I subscribe to that because I understand, but like every business is not failing. There's a lot of businesses that have thrived because of COVID.
Yes.
Get another one so you can finish cleaning.
Yeah, it depends on what field it is,
Yeah. And oh, hold on, brunch breakers. We will be right back.
Are we recording?
So, Lori, what's your next ventures? What do you want to do next?
Yeah, so next, I'm focusing on building out the community with Wife Mom Hustle. That's what I'm transitioning into and turning it more into a space where I'm helping from a distance and creating more content. So again, that passive income.
You told me about that one. I'm just like, I'm gonna start writing stuff down. I'm like, okay, passive. What do I got? That's passive income because I'm gonna make extra money.
Yes. So creating that passive, outlet. So then that way that there's, income flowing in, streams of income flowing in, and that again, still helping other women. Other women in growing their business. So that's one thing. And then I'm trying to get my kids on the train.
How are you gonna get your kids on the train? What's the plan on that?
I've actually started again learning more about investments and learning about the stock market and things like that.
That's what I want to get into too. I definitely want to get into that.
Yes, I've been learning and trying to, of course, educate myself on that. So my son, he's good with numbers and he's good with things like that. So I'm actually trying to get him involved into, opening up a brokerage account, a custodial account for my children, and then getting him into, doing their doing their chores and then using that to actually
yeah.
grow. And then they want to get into YouTube and gaming and things like that. So that for them. And then also my daughter, her passion is, she's a creative like Miss AJ, and she loves to draw. And so we sat down yesterday and talked about taking her drawings and actually creating merch and products out of her drawings. So then that way she can also have her own business. So
her own brand and her own stuff. I love it.
Yeah. So I had that. And then another thing also is real estate. Real estate.
We talked about that. I know many people who get into that, and I know my ex in Atlanta. Well, I guess it's kind of real estate too, when you kind of like flip houses.
Yes.
That's the way he went for it. He would buy the townhouses or whatever the case may be, and get stuff and fix it up and then flip it. So he has tenants and stuff. So he keeps that was his way, which is good. Yeah. That's what I think of real estate, or buying or selling a house. But you said it's different ways too with real estate.
There are so many creative ways to get into real estate now. It's ridiculous. Like that's the thing that I thought we needed to do when we wanted to start this whole real estate, was we needed to, buy and hold, or what they call it, buy it and rent it out, things like that, or things like that. And then rent it out. But I've actually, once I went back to work full time and also was, again, still building my business on the side, I started learning about crowdfunding real estate. So that's what I got into. Is I actually went with, there are a couple of major companies that you can go through, but pretty much essentially it's like you're the bank. So you actually are the person that helps supply and let people borrow money so that they can take that and, sorry about that. But they can take it and actually use it towards real estate projects.
Okay.
So, so far I use one platform. It's called Ground Floor. And we can leave that plug there if you want to too. But but I started investing, small amounts of money, extra money that I had, and have actually seen 10 to actually 11% returns on my investments in that space.
It's called Ground Front, you said, right?
Ground Floor.
Ground Floor, and you invest.
Yes. So pretty much what is, you can start with, they made it a way so that you don't have to be an accredited investor to be able to, lend people money and, make it back or whatever. So with them, you can start as little as $10.
Really?
And they have, and so again, you're not going to make, of course, 10% back on $10 is not much, but it's still something. Yeah, it's still something though. That over time, if you continue to, I'm sorry, I don't know what my neighbor is doing, but over time, what I've done is I've actually started.
When is your podcast? When do you
drop episodes?
Days dropping?
Yeah. So I try to drop episodes every Tuesday, but they are weekly. I will say that the episodes come out weekly. But getting into a better flow, I've actually had to grow my team on that aspect as well, so that I'm able to do the multiple things that I'm doing. So so every Tuesday, it's available pretty much everywhere. Apple, Spotify, Anchor, Google, pretty much everywhere. So
okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, and you are welcome back literally anytime to have some.
Thank you for having me. I'm for water right now, but
next time you'll have the gin and
hey.
So I love all of it, Lori, and we are so proud of you for showing up for small business owners and large business owners.
Yes.
And we're always here for making room for people to chase after their passion and to run towards their dreams, and for all the support positions involved in that, for all the people who are saying, yeah, you do that, and I'm gonna show you how. Let me celebrate you and run with you and make it easier so you don't have to run with like 87 bags on you. I'm gonna take some of these things off so that we can really run together.
So,
giving people the structure of how to do it, and then being honest and being very honest and authentic and letting them know, okay, I made my mistakes. Yeah. This will work this way. So try this way. You've actually done it, which is a cool thing compared to just sitting there telling people, okay, you do this is what I and do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You actually
People how to
yeah.
have meetings with small people and
Right.
I know
it all
small
the way
people
down.
do things.
And
How's it
as
going,
soon as we
Lori?
get back, my husband is going to be like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Wonderful.
No, just kidding. But so before we go, we're asking all of our brunch breakers, what is something that you missed from 2019, and what is something that you're more grateful about in 2020?
In 2020.
As it relates to personal
So
or
wait, even
anything.
so, I realize now, as I'm asking you this, I realize now. Wait a minute, like we probably shouldn't be talking about 2019 anymore. What did you learn from 2020? And what have you decided 2020 is going to look like? Because I know you're a woman of faith, and you have like mentioned several times about making a plan and preparing. And so in the midst of doing that, what have you done for you to say, okay, this is what I learned in 2020, and this is what I want from 2021?
You know, one thing that I definitely learned from 2020, and it's always been in hindsight, but never really experienced it per se, or put it to use, is to not overwork yourself. So being overworked and taking on a lot of stress, unnecessary stress. So that's one thing that I in 2020, it really honed in and was like, okay, you know what? Like, no, because that's also a year where I learned about how stress affects you, your health, your body.
It does.
Yeah. So learning not to that really honed in 2020. Like, you know what? Tomorrow's never promised. Stop stressing about it. Stop trying to control things you can't control. Going into 2021, having again more structure, but then also giving myself grace if things don't happen.
Because I think a lot of people also learned that if they stop doing their 9 to 5, the 9 to 5 didn't stop for them and mourn and weep that they are no longer in this space. They were like, so you're interviewing for this position and this is what your duties will be.
Yes.
Yeah. So like,
you know, it's like the hospitality industry in itself, it's kind of like that industry. It's always going to be there. But at the same time, and it does welcome people and welcome individuals. But at the same time, it's still kind of like that notion, like if you leave hospitality, people are like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? Like, no, like you can move on. Right. You can do other things. And hospitality is always going to be there.
And everything with you, what you learn from hospitality, because there's so many aspects of it, and you can move it into other types of industries that people don't really think about. You really can, you know. So
yeah, and it's funny because I'm having conversations with other people who were like, "Oh, you got out and got back in, and now you're going back out again of the industry," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's okay. You can do that because hospitality is always going to be there. Like you said, it's always there. And not only that, is that you've learned so many things that you can apply to other industries. And when hospitality is ready for you to come back, it'll be there with open arms. So, you know, being able to be flexible and give yourself grace and you know, going after it. So.
Yes. Well, we are grateful that you are, you know, you learn that you can step back out and step back in, and in the midst of all of that you still showed up for other people, and you showed up for you.
Yes.
You have to show up for you. You have to self-love and
you are investing in yourself, and like it shifts what your legacy looks like. To be able to say, you know what, this is what it looks like when I said yes to me. When I heard that voice in me and said, I have a dream and a desire to do this, and this is what I'm passionate about. And I'm going to choose that. Whether I'm in my 9 to 5 or in my own lanes, I'm going to show up and be all God says I am. Yep. So we love it here at Brunch Break.
We do. Yes, we do. And we thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
The knowledge and all these gems that so many people take away. Because especially being in this time, it's like people are thinking, okay, I have to think differently now. for myself and my family. And
Suddenly people are like, does this make me happy?
Yeah, does this make me, and it's okay.
Is it worth the stress and scary?
Yeah. Is it okay to jump and leap, you know? And maybe I can't jump and leap right now, but go different ways.
I need to prepare and plan.
And prepare this, keep this, and then I can still do this. I can still do this online. And then, and if this starts bringing me more income, maybe I can leave this alone and do so. We're helping these individuals learn how to maneuver this wonderful world.
Yes.
And along with passion and investing in yourself. So we thank
and
you.
to not dismiss it. I love it.
Yes, you can't dismiss it.
Well, we love you. We thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Thank you.
You'll get one tomorrow.
Okay. Say, I love you, brunch breakers.
I love you, brunch breakers.
Say thank you, Auntie Lori.
Are you watching me on here?
I can't watch you on the monitor if you're sitting with me.
I want to.
Love you, ladies. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.